From world-famous icons to the biggest tech geniuses of our generation. Stay tuned to number 1 to find out about the most secure homes in the world. Number 10. KWK Safehouse. Believe it or not, you're going to see 2 zombie-proof homes on this list, and the first one comes to us from Poland of all places. The KWK Safehouse is just outside of Warsaw, and it has one heck of a defense mechanism. Mainly, it can seal itself off in times of attack. It does so not just via a security system, but outer wall gates that are totally movable. And since zombies can't climb, supposedly, and the walls are over 6 feet high, no zombies shall pass. Oh, and if you're curious, the walls are made of steel, so even humans will have a hard time getting in. Number 9. The Kardashian Mansion. Whether you love them or hate them, the Kardashians exist. And yes, they are one of the most famous families in the world. Because of that fame, the desire for privacy and safety is a key thing on their minds. Kardashian Manor is guarded by some of the best around, and they have strict rules that are enforced if you ever want to go near it. For example, if you don't agree to a pat down by them, you're not getting into the house. Motion sensors, cameras, a safe room, and more exist solely to protect the family, and they know that their fame makes them a target. Kim Kardashian is so concerned with being followed that she actually has a fleet of cars that are used every time she goes out. They play a shuffle game of sorts to ensure that if anyone is trailing her, they won't be able to figure out which car she's actually in. Number 8. Bill Gates' home. Before we talk about this tech genius, take a moment to like this video and join the Zero to Hero community by using the buttons below. The creator of Microsoft, Bill Gates, is rich, but he's also a great guy and does a lot for charity. But that doesn't mean that he wants people invading his privacy within his mansion, so he's gone to great lengths to protect the privacy of himself and his family. Trust me when I say that he's spared no expense to ensure their security. I mean, he has the expected basics like an electric fence, security cameras, and sensors that can alert him and his family if there's a person coming. However, Bill Gates takes it to an entirely new level with the implementation of landmines. Yeah, real ones. The tech is so sophisticated that they can actually detect someone over a mile away from the house. Forget trying to sneak in, it won't happen unless you can teleport. Even if you're expected at the house, you have to go through special security measures, which include you having to wear a tracking pin just in order to get into the house. Over elaborate? A bit eccentric? Maybe. But Bill Gates understands his fame and what it brings, and he has a family to protect. Wouldn't you go to similar limits? Number 7. Fairfield Estate. Shall we go to the Hamptons? If you're not sure what the Hamptons are, this is a place in New York where the rich people go during the summer months to get away. But only the truly rich get to live in the real Hamptons. And although it's exclusive, they know how to maintain security. But nothing compares to the Fairfield Estate in terms of both lavishness and security. The estate is owned by Ira Renard, who is worth literal billions, and he's not afraid to spend those billions to keep his place safe. The estate is worth over $200 million alone, which is one of the most expensive in the United States. And that's just the outside of the place. Renard is known for spending lots of money on rare things, to the extent that he has $500 million worth of rare art inside the mansion itself. But don't be fooled. He also has a state-of-the-art security system to protect all of his things. The entrance alone is hard to get past, and there's a massive security gate keeping everyone out unless invited. Add to that, there's an army of security cameras, bulletproof glass windows, and more. Again, this shouldn't be a surprise as he has a lot he needs to protect. Number 6. Ryongsong Residents. You're going to see some homes on this list that house world leaders. Naturally, you would expect them to be well protected, but in the case of North Korea, that need for security has never been higher due to its position in the world at large right now. Ruler Kim Jong-un has done very well in making the home of the royal family of North Korea very secure, as his Ryongsong residence is nearly impenetrable from the inside and out. First up, there's an electric fence surrounding the whole place, armed guards positioned strategically around it, and then there's a minefield. Yep, again, a real minefield. The walls of the residence are built to last against the might of a full-on nuclear blast. But should something happen to cause the family of Kim Jong-un to need to get away quickly? And let's face it, stuff happens sometimes. They've got nothing to fear. The property is built on secret tunnels that will lead them to various other safe houses. That's right, various safe houses, so even if you knew one of them, that might not be where Un and his family goes. And you know that when the leader of a nation is concerned, there are other factors that make it so you can't get in. Number 5. The Maximum Security Mansion. Yes, there is a place literally called the Maximum Security Mansion. Is it just a title, or is it really what it implies? What do you think? You'll find this well-fortified building in Evergreen, Colorado, and the cost of protecting this 32-acre estate comes in at around $6 million, and that's just for the security measures. Let's start with the cameras. They're positioned all over the estate to make sure that no sections are missed. And it's so state-of-the-art that the owner can actually monitor the feeds themselves through their iPhone. The house also informs the family when certain events are going on so that they can do what they need to. And if you were somehow able to get in, they could find you and use thermal scanning to track your footprints in order to see where you went and what you did, or if you were still hiding in the house. But something tells me you're not getting in. Number 4. The Zombie Bunker. Come on, admit it, you've thought about what you would do if you were part of a zombie apocalypse, right? There are even people who are prepping for it to happen right now. But what might surprise you is that there is a massive bunker built in London, England to house people during such a crisis. It's called the Zombie Bunker. Clearly, no points for original naming. This place was built head to toe to deal with the threat of not only zombies, but people who might want to try to break into the bunker to save themselves, which, if you watch things like The Walking Dead, would be a reasonable thing for others to do. The zombie bunker is layered with concrete and iron, but the walls are actually movable within the complex. And there are windows that you can see out of, so that way you're not truly cut off from the world. Then, when it's in lockdown mode, the windows get concrete sheets put behind them. The walls on the inside are moved into defensive positions, and no one is getting in. Like zombies or scavengers, but mainly zombies. But that's not even the best part. To make sure that no one sneaks in through the front entrance, it's attached to a drawbridge. Oh yeah, they went old school for this. Necessary building to have around? That's up to you. But if the zombie apocalypse is coming, I know where I want to be when the first wave hits. Number 3. The Corby Family Residence. The Corby family are millionaires from Hollywood Hills who have gone to extreme lengths to ensure that their family is protected no matter what comes their way, which is to be praised. Except you might consider this family a little eccentric when it comes to how far they've gone in regards to security. First up, natural threats. California is known for earthquakes, so the Corbys made it so that the foundation of their home, which is huge, has 30 feet of concrete at its base. Thus, earthquakes won't be able to shake their house down. The house is also built to survive nuclear and chemical attacks, which is nice. But what about more logical attacks, like robbery? Well, there's a panic room within the house that they can not only see everything via camera footage, but they can control their very impressive security system, which includes the ability to literally fog the surrounding areas. Because why not? Also though, if there is an attack on a global scale and they want to be safe and secure, there is an underground bunker beneath the house that can keep them safe and fed for about 6 months. That's a lot of preparation. And while I'm sure it cost a fortune, I know that the Corbys are sleeping pretty comfortably tonight. Number 2. The Intel Tiny House. I know what you're thinking. Why would I want to break into a place that's literally called the Tiny House? Well, it's because this very unique home was made in collaboration between Intel, Minim Homes, and Kyle Schooneman, and was designed to be small but have one of the most high-tech security systems ever. So it was literally designed from the top down to be secure. What's more, the entire place can be controlled via your phone. How's that for power? But if you need even more security, you can wire it to recognize your voice, and before you enter the tiny house, you have to do a facial scan. Number 1. Buckingham Palace. Buckingham Palace is a popular tourist destination, but don't let that fool you. This palace is guarded very well. After all, they have to protect the Queen, among others. Let's start with the obvious. The place is surrounded by guards, each of them unwavering in their dedication to make sure that the Queen is safe. In fact, at night, the guards do a special ringing task that makes sure that none of them fall asleep accidentally. Remember me talking about tourism? They cover that too. The roads outside the building are closed when visiting hours arrive, and the police are brought in during those hours to ensure that nothing goes awry. In the history of Buckingham Palace, there have been breaches of certain kinds, but none have ever gone so far as to harm the Queen, and that's not likely to change. Which home do you think is the most secure? Let us know in the comments below and take care.